Cold Brew Podcast number 2. Jesse Farmer here with you, Nate Goldstein. If you want to get to know us, I guess we're going to make it available on the internets, as GW would say. Cold Brew MTG is on YouTube. Cold Brew MTG is on Twitter at Cold Brew MTG. Cold Brew MTG on Facebook, and coldbrewmtg@gmail.com. On Thursdays, I'd like to post a deck tech.
Yep.
We'll call it the 75.
Yep.
That's what we've coined. That's what we're using. So the 75 will be posted on Thursday. This week that'll be the 19th. Today's
19th,
the 18th.
19th.
So the 19th. We'll try to have it up. You guys can go try it on the F&M. What we're brewing and what Nate and I are going to do here is come up with a shell for the Saheeli Combo.
Yep.
The Saheeli Combo, if you don't know about it, is the combo that everybody's talking about that's going to break the meta.
Yeah, it's the combo. You have Saheeli Rye and UR Guardian. You get Saheeli Rye, you -2 to copy a UR Guardian. UR Guardian blinks Saheeli Rye, -2 again. Rinse and repeat. You swing with infinite hasty 1/4 cat beasts. There have been coined, as we learned from our local game store owner, Ian.
Oh yeah. What's up, Ian?
So-called infinite kitties.
Infinite kitties.
It's not a good name.
It's alright.
I prefer calling it Saheeli Guardian or Cat Combo or something of the sort.
I think Saheeli Twin was the other one.
Saheeli Twin.
Cat Combo, I think, was the overwhelming fan favorite last night.
Yeah, Cat Combo's decent.
So what we're going to do here, since it's just Nate and I, which is kind of where this whole cold brew got started anyway, so this is kind of the roots of the whole shebang, I'm going to call this Pick Nate's Brain.
Yep.
It's an exercise that Nate involuntarily became a part of 2 decks ago. We brewed a black-white mid-range.
Legendaries.
Yeah, the Legend Wait For It Dairies deck.
Yes.
Go to your local Island Games or Fantastic store to see it still beating ass all over the place. But I basically sat there and said, if we're going to build a mid-range deck, what does it look like? Why do we do it? We ran through principles. Nate's not a fan of the exercise, but we've also done it.
Results, apparently.
We've also done it for the Jeskai control deck that we're running, which has been pretty successful in our meta as well. So we're going to sit here and pick Nate's brain again.
We're going to get very delirious.
No, I'm off delirium, dude. I've been off that deck.
No, you're going to pick the brain.
Pick the brain. Okay, all right. Okay, so last night I had the pun.
Yeah,
Tonight you got the pun. Okay. All right, so I guess we can jump right into it. If I reference last night a lot, it's because we were there, you guys weren't. But basically Nate's idea for the brew was based off of Pro Tour, Fate Reforged. Antonio Del Morale owned his blue-red Splinter Twin deck that top-8'd. And
won the Pro Tour.
Oh, this one won?
Yeah.
Okay.
This won the Pro Tour. I was actually, because we live in the Northern Virginia area, I was able to go down to D.C. where it was held and watch him win live. It was really cool. But that was kind of one of the starting points of seeing the dominance of Splinter Twin in Modern, and one of the main points that ultimately got the deck banned. It was super powerful and super consistent. So if this deck is good enough to get banned in Modern and there's a similar combo in Standard, it has to be good, right?
We're basically going to bring Splinter Twin back to prominence and it back in DC.
Back in DC.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
It won in DC,
yes.
And so it's up to us to bring it back to DC.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm like more enthused to like build a deck now. This is good. All right, so I've got some notes in front of me. We'll do our best to tell you what cards we're talking about. If you don't, when we finish the deck tech, we'll have it up on YouTube with pictures, so you guys can see everything. And we'll do a little tutorial on why we built it that way and how it should run. But we're not even there yet. Let's get right into the 75.
Get into it.
We are on Wizards' website right now looking at the deck list, and Nate has his similar cards in Standard. If you just want to run down real quick what you have here on the list.
Right. So, obviously the main points that we're trying to emulate is the combo of Deceiver Exarch or Pestermite with Splinter Twin. Deceiver Exarch was a 3-mana 1/4 with Flash. It could tap or untap target permanent, and you could enchant it with Splinter Twin, tap it to make a copy of it to untap the original, rinse and repeat, and swing with a bunch of 1/4s, if that sounds familiar.
Can we call this deck Jeskai Rinse and Repeat?
Yeah, Jeskai Rinse and Repeat.
Because you've been using Rinse and Repeat all night.
It's
I feel
the way that you go.
Okay.
So that deck was able to run ultimately 6 copies of that combo piece. They ran 2 Pestramites, which is a 2/1 flyer that did the same thing as UR Exarch as far as tapping and untapping. But so for us, that is our Saheeli Rai, the 3-mana combo piece that is able to get the combo going. The other part of that combo being Splinter Twin, that's our UR Guardian. So
right.
that's our 4-mana combo piece, and they go together that way. The other part of the deck and what made it really good was a lot of their cheap disruption and not necessarily alternate win cons, but the ability to win without the combo. The main way they did that was Snapcaster Mage and Vendilion Click. They were able to just get in beats with your 3/1 flyers, Vendilion Click was, or a 2/1 Snapcaster Mage, and just deal damage. They also had 4 Lightning Bolts. So the closest I can get to there, we have standard Snapcaster Mage. It's a little bit more expensive, but it does basically the same thing as Torrential Gearhulk. Basically, if you're casting a Glimmer of Genius off of Snapcaster Mage, that's 6 mana. Pay 6 mana for Torrential Gearhulk. Don't pay for Glimmer of Genius. It's the same mana cost. It's very similar.
That makes sense.
Yeah. We don't have Vendilion Click, but we do have a decent-sized flyer with flash that can disrupt your opponent called Spell Queller.
That's a good card.
It's decent. I think it might have been banned over Reflector Mage personally for most recent BNR list, but
yeah,
that's fine. But that's a good thing. So those are your alternate wins. If you can't find your combo, you can just swing with 5/6s and 2/3 flyers all day and be able to protect them. We don't have Lightning Bolt, but we have Shock, which is the baby brother of Lightning Bolt. We also have Galvanic Bombardment if we just want to focus on killing creatures.
And that can be a Lightning Bolt on your second one.
To a creature only.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So a lot of the ways that
right.
that the Splinter Twin decks would win in spite of the combo was the classic 4-mana Bolt Snap Bolt. So 2 red, a blue, and a white. You can deal 6 damage and get a 2/1 body. We don't really have that, but we also get a 5/6 with Torrential Gearhulk, so that's pretty close.
Yeah. Which probably, once we brew the deck, could probably be a win condition, because in our Jeskai build that we already have, controlling the board, dropping that, it's the win condition.
The primary win condition.
So perhaps on a strength level, an alternate win condition.
So the main problem with running Torrential Gearhulk and the Saheeli and UR Guardian combo is you're taking away 8 spots for the combo that could be instanced to flashback with Gearhulk. So you have to keep that in mind when brewing the deck, is to still keep a critical mass of instants so that you can ultimately get value from your Gearhulks when you cast them later in the game. What made the deck so consistent a lot of the time was it played a playset of Serum Visions, which, if you're not familiar, is blue mana source, 1 blue sorcery that lets you draw a card and scry 2. So you get to dig 3 deep in the deck, drawing one of them. We don't have something that efficient, but we have Anticipate. It can dig 3 deep and get anything. You actually get to choose between the 3 of the cards. We also have Glimmer of Genius. So scry 2, draw 2. Granted, it's 4 mana, not 1. But it can dig pretty deep into the deck and find the pieces that we want. They were also running Cryptic Command, which is just a super versatile disruption spell that we don't have access to anything close.
No.
I wish that Ojutai's Command was still in Standard. But
if we did this in Frontier, would we run the Ojutai's Command?
100%.
100%.
And
okay.
that's actually not a bad idea. If we see how this brew goes, porting it in Frontier seems like the real deal.
Right.
Because you get access to Ojutai's Command, which is, they were calling it, when that card got printed, it was the standard Cryptic Command.
Right, okay.
So they're also running cards like Electrolyze, to kind of 2-for-1 your opponents with X1s, or maybe kill something in 1 to your opponent. We don't have something that versatile, but we have Radiant Flames to kind of give us an out against the fast aggro decks. So if we don't have Saheeli Ryan turn 3, but we're staring at a board of a bunch of Thraben Inspectors and Thalias and stuff, Radiant Flames for 3, clear the board, gives us more time to set up our combo or get to a Gearhulk to start beating down. And they ran a counterspell suite that is pretty similar to what we have. Dispels. We still have Dispel in Standard. I think it's one of the best cards to help protect the combo.
Right.
1 mana. All their interaction while you're trying to go off is going to be instant speed.
Right.
So stop an instant seems really good.
Right.
They had Spell Snare. not really relevant for standards. There's not a lot of 2-mana cards. So Spell Snare is a one blue counter spell, counters a spell with CMC 2.
Okay.
Which not really relevant. Very relevant for Modern though. It can
Of course.
stop Tarmogoyf and whatnot.
Yeah, their curves are super low. We're talking standard.
Yeah.
8th Revolt standard here. Tap lands and all that.
So the counter spells that we get Dispel, we get the Negate, we get Metallic Rebuke. If we find out that there's enough artifacts to be able to inspire it out, even one artifact lets it be Mana Leak,
right?
Which is very relevant. If we don't want to do that, we have Disallow is an obvious choice from Aether Revolt, or Void Shatter if Exile becomes a need. Revolutionary Rebuff can be another alternative. The banning of Smuggler's Copter makes Revolutionary Rebuff a lot better of a card.
Better, yeah.
So there's some options there, and we can go through it and figure out which ones that we want to actually use. But that's basically the deck. You have your card draw and card filtering to try and find your combo. You have your actual combo, and you have cards that facilitate a long game or a game that...
A stall game?
A stall game, maybe, or a game that you can win without finding your combo.
Sure.
And the cool thing about Torrential Gearhulk is you can flicker it with a Felidar Guardian. You can make a copy of it with Saheeli Rai. And you're still getting value off of those things, so your combo pieces aren't just dead outside of the combo. They can actually provide value.
Sure, yeah.
But so that's the idea. That's where I would start with it.
Okay.
And let's see.
So, yes. So basically we have...
my brain.